From there, you came to Western Suburbs?
Yep. So basically, those 4 years were my apprenticeship.
Yep.
At senior at coaching level, and was lucky enough that Jimmy Condilis, an old Western Suburbs stalwart, big supporter of mine, came knocking on the door and needed a coach. And I think you were there at the time. And I spoke to Ian. He goes, "You're ready to go to do a senior role." And Western Suburbs, another big Greek club in the State One side, always renowned, finishing in the top 5. Historic.
I would say we're honest, so humble club, right? Honest club, honest sort of the perennial mid-table.
Perennial mid-table, never get relegated.
Yeah.
Side.
So, so long as we don't get relegated, we're doing all right this year. You know what I mean?
That was it. So I took the opportunity, jumped at the opportunity to come down and coach, and I had 2 or 3 of the best years that I can remember.
I absolutely love that time at Suburbs. So when you were coaching there, so obviously that's my local club. I work elsewhere, at George Cross or whatever. But if somebody asks me who's your club, it's Western Suburbs. I go there. But this is how this interview came up. I was refereeing your boy, who's actually quite a good player. I rate him, so he's playing at Yarraville now in the reserves.
Correct.
Trying to get a shot in the first team, and that's how this interview came up. So I really liked the way you played your football. So defensively sound, but you attacked aggressively. Often used wide areas, got the ball behind the byline, and finished. I remember you would score like it wouldn't be uncommon. It would be 5 minutes in the game, and you were up 1-0. It was so refreshing that you decided to play the minute the whistle went, right? Yep. You look to attack, right? Ball out wide, cut it back. It reminded me, if anyone's listening, that Adelaide City style of play, like that Zoran Matic philosophy of how to attack, sort of get the ball out wide, then cut it back, and players running in, finishing very easily, right? It was that was that how Dobbo played? Because is that
Dobbo was probably one of the first coaches we both were to install the 3-5-2 system with the wing backs playing out wide. So we specifically looked for players and athletes who had the engine to do that running up and down, and was skillful enough to get crosses in as well. But we were also flexible. We weren't just limited to just playing that sort of system. We were, flexible enough to change the system after 5 or 10 minutes, depending on who we were playing and how they lined up. So we had to adjust back in those days. And I think one of the things that I learned working under Ian Dobson was to do that at state level, where, again, I remember our first pre-season training at Suburbs. I rocked up and there were 7 players. And I said to myself, well, this is going to be a very challenging 12 weeks of pre-season. And then it was only to my knowledge, you told me some of these senior boys don't rock up to the last 4 weeks of this pre-season. So, but we were very fortunate enough, we were able to recruit some loan players from Gully.
Yeah.
We had the flexibility and the alliance to be able to get some of the up-and-coming fringe players that weren't playing to get some valuable game time with us at Suburbs, which helped us a lot in what we nearly achieved.
I think that first year, we went to Heidelberg, and we were like, we needed to win that last game to get promoted. And I think we ended up, we drawed or we lost, and we really hammered them. Like,
it was an amazing fortnight that first year where we found ourselves in a position to get promoted.
Yes.
Which was the first time in the history of the club.
How's that? Right? How's that? 7 start of pre-season, no one's at training, and last week, literally, I remember you throwing players on. We're going back now 20 years, but you throwing players on to win the game. And it was like, if you talked about a boxer, 2 boxers, we had Heidelberg on the ropes. We battering them the last 15 minutes. and I didn't think we got the result. Maybe
No, we came a draw. We came a draw.
Draw,
The,
and then we lost out on goal difference or something to get.
How it was a funny chain of events. Like the week before, it all started from the week before when we were playing at home against Kingston.
Okay.
And we were sitting, I think, third at the time, with a goal difference of -8 from second. You got to understand that division at that time was one of the strongest state one divisions in the history. We had Oakley Cannons, Heidelberg, us, and I think another team in there that was like A-League standard or NPL standard. Anyway, we needed to win by a big margin against Kingston, and we did win 8-0. So we got our
right. Yeah,
we got our difference. We got our goal difference up to even with Heidelberg, which sent us to the last game where basically Oakley was already promoted. They were way ahead.
Yeah.
So Heidelberg was second and we were third.
Third, yeah.
We needed to win. They needed to win. And Knox City was lurking behind us, sitting fourth.
Yeah.
So as history has it, we drew with Heidelberg.
Yeah.
But Knox City beat Northcote City and bypassed both of us to jump to second and get promoted.
Is that what happened? There you go. Anyway, I remember what a great first year. Well, anyway, that's our connection at Western Suburbs, old Ralph Street, that one pitch humble ground. It's still the same. So pretty much the same people there. You know, I'm still humbled to be there. And it's great that you were part of our history there at that club. So, but you went on to coach a number of other clubs after that too, right?